In a one-bedroom house, they say 15.
Parents are South African, black, Tswana.
My full name is Noma Chule. Ngiyechule. Chule umuntu osithandayo. So bekuthi makhanjwa ngiyodlala ezinye ingane uthola ukuthi kuneziteke bengingazidlali because angifuni ukungcoliseke yabo. Lapho uthola ukuthi maqedwe kunimvula ngidlala ushumpe ekhumbula.
Ya ushumpe no 13
Cha ngisadlali ke mina. Sengimile edongeni. Ngoba ngifuna nishaye ingubo yami.
Yes.
So my grandmother so ugogo wami bekathanda nokuthunga. Yabo bekathanda na. Bengithanda ukuthi yonke into engigqokayo bengingathandi lento eyayibizwa ngokuthi izokhula nawe.
Oh yes,
so I was that kind of a girl. So if kuKhisimusi bangithengile ingubo or i-uniform yesikole, angihamba esikoleni bese ngihamba ngegogo wami, gogo ngicela uyinqamule kancane.
Yebo
so nje bese kube ihlale kahle. So ngangithanda, I think nje it's in me. Ukuthanda ukuthi ifit into ayihlale kahle emzini, ayikulingane.
Kulela kwamasho, and you're very proud of that. Yes. You were able to break out of that mold and not assimilate to your surroundings, right?
Of course.
So what was it about your upbringing that has influenced you to become like this now that you are a father?
My mother. I mean, Tina Nomalanga, you know, you have a very close friend with my younger brother.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah, so because at home umawami was umtandas, you know.
Really?
Yeah. So we'll pray for people, for strangers. Nobody Wamashu would think would live his life.
Yeah.
Like I get kumuntu Wamashu say, listen, man, this is what I'm going to be. This is what I mean at the time when I was growing up, because Unkumuntu who was driving a nice car was either a thug or a drug dealer.
And you've spoken about this quite a lot. Yeah.
So television saved my life.
I applied to the then Johannesburg Art Ballet Drama and Music School, which is now the National School of the Arts, when it opened for black people. And when I went, it was me and another girl, Garabo, who then left, and I remained as the only black girl in the time that I was studying there. There was another black guy, and then there was a colored guy and an Indian guy. Like there were just four people representing the others, right?
Yes, yeah.
And one of the hardest things for me as the only black girl in that space was to believe in myself. I was a black kid coming from Alex, who had a dream about the school on top of the hill where I could learn to be an actress.
Yes.
And then one day, God knows what, I found these forms in our post box and I applied to the school. I knew my parents didn't have money for me to go to the school, but I applied, I go to the audition, when I'm at the audition, they say to me, would you repeat a year? And I said, I have no reason to repeat the year I've been in because I've just done very well in it. And they said to me, you'll have to work very hard. And I said, that I can do. And then by the grace of God, I got a bursary to get into the school.
I had a friend here, Angela de Villiers, and she was a very good friend. She was a very good actress. And then we went to Wits. And when I was at Wits, I had a student loan, but I couldn't stay in the university.
Okay.
And I was doing student productions. And I needed a place to stay. And my friend, Angela de Villiers, I'll never forget, she was in one of the boarding houses at Wits, and went to ask the matron if they had a room where I could use it.
Wow.
And they found a room. There was a room underneath these steps at Sunnyside, and they took out, it was a storage room. They took out everything, they put a little bed.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And I'll never forget it. And because I couldn't go to breakfast, Angela would come in the morning, she'd go to breakfast with her card, get breakfast, put it in this little paper, and bring it for me, because she knew that I was there and I was obviously not going to get food. So when I talk about the kindness and generosity of strangers and angels, that angels have always pitched up for us. You know what I mean? Even in the smallest ways. Just that sandwich, her finding that room, meant that I could actually be on campus. And do those student productions, which led me to go on and do theatre work, which led me to still do the work that I do today.
Well, I was born in America, Washington, D.C. Parents are South African, black, Tswana.
Your parents are Tswana?
Yes.
Do you bua?
I'm black.
Do you bua?
No,
Wabua?
touch and go.
Unless you're black.
Come on, gada. I just knew I was African, you know. So when we went back, when we came home, you know, it's like I met like my real grandmother, like my real aunties and uncles, my real cousins, and them being from like Soweto, it's like whoa, you know, it was a really big kind of culture shock. I'd come over here every single weekend to come skateboard, meet up with the homies, and one of the homies being Bongani Fasi, of course, right?
Your boy.
Yeah, of course, my boy. I mean, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him, right?
Sure.
So, you know, we'd skate together, but then at the same time, when we get tired of skating, then we would chill. You know, we would smoke, because you know, I'm grown enough to tell you that we would smoke. So we smoke.
Okay.
We smoke up the weed. And then once we start smoking up the weed, we start busting out the vibes. You know what I'm saying? So Bongani would be beatboxing. I'd be trying to emulate him, trying to beatbox. I thought like, wow, that's such an amazing thing that this guy's doing. And then eventually, I ended up rapping in that tunnel over there. Okay. We're sitting there, we're smoking that tunnel. I remember this day so clear. We were doing it for so long, probably for about like 30 minutes, just rapping and beatboxing and stuff. That when we came out of the tunnel, there was probably about like 30, 40 people just all outside listening to us. There were even people like outside on the other side of the fence, just listening to us.
Concert.
Yeah, it really was kind of like a concert, and I think from then on, you know, me and Bongs, we realized that what we got is something special, and we're gonna take it to the next level.
Yo, there's 15 of us in a one-bedroom house.
No, that's not true.
I'm being serious, man. Like, and for some reason, people never believe me when I say this. I grew up in a house, in a one-bedroom house. They say 15, you know. Here's another story. We slept very late to make sure that there's no people bazawufika. Why? Because we had to move the couch, take the one couch, put on top of the other one, so that do you get what I'm saying?
So just in case somebody, a neighbor came through.
And then we have to wake up very early again to make sure that everything is back to normal when people come and knock. Crazy. So when I left EMI, I then joined Kalawa. And people don't know this.
You were at Kalawa Jazz?
Yes. Did a couple of house tracks over there.
Why? No ways. With who? With who?
Maporisa. We did 2 tracks.
Also another one.
Hey man,
it's another
like
ghost.
We were hustling back then. You know, Oskido would call Maporisa and say, look, you and Vusi go to my house and just see what you come up with. You know? But you see, with that as well, I felt like it was taking so long. Because I felt like I was ready at the time. I was like, okay, this is it. Like, I know what I want to do. I'm ready. And I kept on talking to them, saying to them, I need to release an album. And they were like, nah, let's take out a single and then maybe another one later. And I was like, I need an album out. And then I just sort of left, went to Motherland. I remember I got there, I knocked, they opened and I was like, I'm here to see Lawrence. They're like, nah, Lawrence is busy. And I was like, okay, I've got the song that I'd like for him to listen to. And this was I'd Rather Go Blind. Left the CD there and I went home. Guess what? What? He called me back. He's like, yo, is this you singing here? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, you need to come back. So I went back and ever since,
the rest is history.